All right, hey, what's up? So today I'm going to do a quick review on scientific notation. It's been quite a while since you guys worked on anything like this. So this is the assignment for today if you take a look. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take you back to the notes we took a while ago. Go ahead and look at this one, 8-08 notes on scientific notation traditional. So here we have scientific notation, and if you don't remember, scientific notation is just to help us when we have numbers that are really big or really small. And we can write them in a way where we don't have to write down every number. So here we can see that it's going to be in this form right here. Ooh, let me erasing. In this form right here, c times 10 to the nth power. Okay, and c is a value that has to be bigger than 1 and less than 10. So here's a whole bunch of examples that work for c. Okay, 9.999999. That's less than 10 but larger than 1. So it's in between 1 and 10. 1 it works because it's going to be greater than or less than 1, but has to be less than 10, so it can't be 10. And then some invalid numbers that don't work right here. Okay, 0.234, that is not greater than 1. 10 is greater than 10, so that doesn't work. 10.000001. I'm kind of skipping through, but here I went through examples 1, 2, and 5. Okay? And what we did was we looked at this and we said, oh, the C value is greater than 1, greater than or equal to 1, but less than 10. So this works. This is scientific notation right here. And what we can do is we can expand it. And when we have 10 to the fifth, that's a number that's going to be bigger. Okay, so the decimal point is going to move over 5 times. So that's what we did right here. The next example, 9.425 times 10 to the seventh. 9.425 right here. That number is less than 10 but greater than 1, so that is in standard scientific notation form. And the decimal point is going to move 7 times to the right, meaning the number is really big. Okay, and right here, times 10 to the first. And then when we have negative exponents for this, okay, that means that the number is very, very small, so the decimal point is going to move over to the left. This is the left on my screen, but I can't tell if the recording's whatever. So look right here, the decimal point is going to move to the left. Okay, so the decimal point was right here, and it moved over 1, 2, 3 because it is to the negative third. So when we see a negative exponent on the 10th power, that means that the decimal point is going to go to the left. It's going to get smaller. Your number is very small. Okay, so here some more examples. Just go through it on your own. Okay, you could pause right here and just go back if you really need to, but there you go. The next thing we talked about was multiplying, right? Scientific notation, and also just changing numbers so that they're in scientific notation form. So here we have this number 243.9 times 10 to the third, and 243.9 is not less than 10. It's greater than 10, so this is not in scientific notation. We need to put it in scientific notation, making this number in between 1 and 10. So what we did was we moved the decimal point over 2 times. Okay, so that's what we did here. We wrote the number in scientific notation, and then what we did is we combined the powers. And remember, when we multiply combining powers, we add the exponents. Okay, and you can see what happened right here. Just take a look. 10 to the second power and 10 to the third power, that's a total of 5. So that's where this 5 comes from. Okay. So we did a couple of examples, and you also had a homework assignment. When we left school, you guys said that you were comfortable with this, and you guys had this homework assignment. Oh, I didn't even finish it. Okay, so today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be going over some of that, and then also talking about dividing. Now, dividing is going to be just the same process as multiplying. Okay, what we did here was we multiplied, right? The regular numbers, then we combined the power of tens, and then rewrote it in scientific notation. So we're going to be doing that same process, but we're going to be dividing instead. All right, so hopefully you guys are with me. If not, please ask me on the Zoom meeting. Okay, so here, the first section is just going to be complete the following. So here, all we did was we took this number and we needed to move the decimal point over. So this decimal point, it needs to go over so that it's less than 10. So 1, 2, 3.41 times 10 to the second power, right? Because we moved over 2 times. And this number right here, 341, is larger than 10. So remember your exponent is going to be positive, okay? So this right here is the same thing as 3.41 times 10 to the second, but it's times 10 to the third. Oops, let's erase that. Times 10 to the third, okay? Okay, and what we can do is we can combine the powers, so it's 3.41 times 10 to the fifth, okay? If you skip 2 and 3, they're just a little bit confusing, so we're going to skip it. 4.5 times 10 to the third times 20 times 10 to the second. So what we're going to do right here, if you remember, we're going to take our regular numbers and multiply those. And 4.5 times 20 is 90. You can see that's up here. Okay. So this is 90. And the second one, let's do in purple. We're going to combine these two times 10 to the fifth power. And 90 is not in scientific notation, so we need to rewrite 90. So 90, the decimal point moves over, 9 times 10 to the first. Remember that 90 is a big number, so it's going to have a positive exponent. Okay? So 9 times 10 to the first. 9 times 10 to the first times 10 to the fifth. And what we're going to do is we're going to combine powers, so it's 9 times 10 to the sixth power, because 1 plus 5 is 6. Hopefully that's a quick, good review, okay? And right here, this is saying 3 times 10 to the fourth times 3 times 10 to the fourth. Wow, I really don't know how to write 10. Okay. 3 times 3 is 9. And 10 to the fourth times 10 to the fourth is 10 to the eighth. Well, would you look at that? That works perfectly. 9 times 10 to the eighth. And we should be able to find these. 9, 8, 6, and 5. Okay? Hopefully that's a quick review. It's already been 7 minutes. So let's get to it. Dividing. It's going to be the same concept, but we're going to divide the regular numbers. So what we're going to do is first divide. Divide the regular numbers. 1.2 divided by 3 is 0.4. Okay? And what we do is when we divide exponents, this is like saying 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 over 10 times 10. And we can create our ones, right? And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is times 10 to the fourth. And if you remember the rules, we can subtract. Remember how I explained that this is like a game? Okay, so when the exponents, the base is the same, we can subtract the exponents. So 6 minus 2 is 4. And if we look, we need to rewrite 0.4 as 4 times 10 to the negative 1. Notice that it's a negative 1 because 0.4 is less than 1. So you know that the exponent is going to be a negative. And it has to move over 1. Remember C, right? Has to be there just needs to be 1 digit to the left. Okay? So I'm going to write times 10 to the fourth. And if we combine those two, it's going to be times 10 to the third. 4 times 10 to the third. Hopefully our answer is down there. 4 times 10 to the third. Sweet. All right. Here, the next example, 2.4 divided by 6. 2.4 divided by 6 is 0.4. So 0.4. And we're going to take these two and we're going to subtract. So 7 minus negative 2 is 9, so times 10 to the 9th. Oh my gosh. Okay. And we need to take this, make it 4 times 10 to the negative 1. Okay. Times 10 to the 9th. And if we combine those two together, we get 4 times 10 to the 8th power. There it is. Divide. Divide the regular numbers. 18 divided by 0.9 is 20. So this is going to be 20. Then 2 minus 7 is going to be times 10. Oh, wow, I really don't know how to write 10. Times 10 to the 2 minus 7 equals negative 5. So the negative 5th. And we need to move the decimal point over. So it's 2 times 10 to the 1st times 10 to the negative, paste, times 10 to the negative 5th. If we combine these two, we get a total answer of 2 times 10 to the 1 minus 5 is negative 4. 2 times 10 to the negative 4. And here, divide the regular numbers. 3 divided by 15 is 0.2. And negative 5 minus negative 9 is positive 4 times 10 to the 4th. Move this decimal over. 2 times 10 to the 1st. Negative 1 times 10 to the 4th. And that gets us 2 times 10 to the 3rd power. Voila. Okay. So dividing is the same as multiplying. The difference is you divide the numbers. Okay. Sweet. Let's keep moving on. Right here, these are just review problems. 7 times 10 to the 6th times 3 times 10 to the 8th. All right. So here, multiply the numbers. 7 times 3 is 21. Combine the powers. Times 10 to the 6 plus 8 is 14. 21, the decimal point needs to move over. 2.1 times 10 to the 1st times 10 to the 14, and that gets us a total answer of 2.1 times 10 to the 15th. Okay. I'm going to skip 15 times 12. 15 times 12 is 180. Combine these two. Times 10 to the negative 1st power. All right. 180, going to move the decimal point over 2 times. 1.8 times 10 to the 2nd power times 10 to the negative 1st. And we get a total answer of 1.8 times 10 to the 1st power. Okay. All right. If you'd like, you guys can do the rest of these. And right here is your homework assignment. I'm going to have you guys skip some problems because I feel nice. Do all of the odd numbers. That's 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21.